Hi, creators. I'm Lindsay, and welcome to Story Pirates University. Today, we are going to need lots of imagination because we are designing a fantasy castle for a fantasy story.
It's harder than you think. I just tried to build an ice castle inside the volcano kingdom, and my subjects were not happy when it melted. I said I'll fix it!
Well, King Justin, I see your mistake. You didn't design the castle to fit where the castle is. The great thing about a fantasy castle is that a fantasy castle exists in a fantasy world, meaning you could place it somewhere you could never have a castle in the real world, like in the treetops or floating on the clouds.
Or inside of a volcano. So, if I'm going to make a castle that fits in here, I'm going to need to make it of lava rocks and heat resistant steel. But I don't know what it should look like.
Even though in fantasy we can be really creative and imagine things that no one has ever thought up before, it's often helpful to get inspiration by looking up pictures of castles that have really existed all across the world.
Whoa! Check these out! Wow, they're all so different.
Yeah, and even though they are very different, they often have a lot of similar things. Maybe some things that we want to include in our castle.
Like walls to protect it. And a palace where the ruler lives. Ooh, and a tower to check the surroundings and to make sure that no one's trying to sneak in.
All those parts make it sound like castles are super complicated, but actually, they're just made up of a bunch of simple shapes.
Oh, like squares and rectangles, triangles that are tall or short, circles, half circles, or even arches.
This is really starting to look like a castle, but it's missing something. Something fancy. There should always be one really fancy detail that makes this castle completely original. Something that you wouldn't see on any other castle anywhere. This could be a fancy window with a really interesting design, or maybe a fancy flag with your symbol on it.
How about a huge lava garden fountain with a statue of the greatest ruler the Volcano Kingdom has ever seen? Me! Ahem. What do you think of this castle, subjects? Haha! The subjects have spoken.
Now it's your turn. Design a fantasy castle. Think about where in this fantasy world that castle exists. Design it using simple shapes and even add something fancy. Think about who might live there or rule there. This could be a great place to start a fantasy story. See you next time. Bye.